AITA for refusing to share my vacation home with my in-laws after they sold their house and might go homeless. My husband, 35M, and I, 33F, have been married for 5 years. We own a beautiful vacation home on the beach that we built ourselves and use throughout the year. My in-laws, both 60, have always been welcome guests, visiting for a few weeks here and there. Last month, my in-laws suddenly announced they were selling their house to downsize and move into a tiny condo. Apparently, they've been secretly harboring this idea for months, never mentioning it to me or my husband. They plan to close on the sale in 2 weeks and then move into our vacation home for 6 months while they figure things out. I was floored. This house is our sanctuary, not a retirement home extension. We use it frequently, have friends and family book to visit throughout the year, and rely on the income it generates during peak season. My in-laws, on the other hand, haven't lifted a finger on the property themselves and contributed only minimally. My husband, bless his sweet heart, is more understanding. He feels bad for his parents and believes we can make it work. His in-laws, sensing my resistance, are now guilt-tripping us, claiming they have nowhere else to go, and offering to pay significantly more than their usual contribution. Every time they're at the vacation home, they've commented on how much they love it and would love to live in a place like this at retirement. So I feel this was a very intentional move on their part. Not letting them stay will create conflict in my marriage, but I'm pretty positive that they will leave. My relationship with them is strained because this is not the first time they have grossly overstepped. This had led to many a fight between my husband and me. My husband sees no wrong in their behavior and thinks we should just help them. On our first marriage anniversary, they gifted us a chicken. We lived in an apartment at the time. On Valentine's Day the second year, they showed up at our house mid-afternoon because they thought it would be special to spend the night with us. On the birth of our daughter, my mother-in-law refused to leave the delivery room until I had the nurse drag her out. And then she sobbed obnoxiously loud in the hallway outside the room. When COVID happens, she ordered us cases and cases of beans and other canned food to help us prep for the apocalypse and then sent us the bill. My mother-in-law demands all holidays with them and shows up unannounced to my parents who are 4 hours away each holiday we spend with them and forces us out of my bedroom and we sleep on the pull-out sofa the whole visit. My mother-in-law demanded my husband go to her house last year to fix something on our daughter's birthday and then kept him there till after the birthday party was over and then had a birthday party she planned for my daughter at her house the next day. Our second daughter's birth was similar, where she sobbed and instantly FaceTimed my husband. Since I refused to let her into my delivery room, she sent a mixed nuts package to my parents at Christmas this last year. Knowing my dad is deathly allergic to tree nuts, I could go on and on. AITA for refusing to let them move in? Update. I'll give a quick update while I wait to get the kids from school and answer a few questions I saw pop up. We co-own the beach house. We bought it in 2020 when interest rates were super low before houses skyrocketed. The in-laws have helped us with projects and pay for a few things, but so do my parents. So we have never thought of their contribution as anything but help from parents. They had their annual Christmas party there this past December and had the place for a week free of charge for them and all their guests, so they definitely have gotten plenty of use of it. We had a come to Jesus moment yesterday, and I was the asshole to my husband. I told him I was done, and I wasn't even entertaining them staying there, as it's our business. And this is bad business. I basically told him I was over his mom, and it was at the point I'm about to peace out because I can't handle her shit anymore. Previous to this, I was no contact with her and would entertain them when they'd come to visit. They never stayed at our house as we live relatively close to them. He still has no clue if they're truly selling their house, if they're upside on bills, or they're just holes. But I honestly don't care. My parents are immigrants and own a restaurant and have worked their asses off to create a fantastic life for me and my siblings. They also taught us the value of money and working hard for the things we have. The vacation home was bought cheap, but 90% of the renovations were done by me during my free time. Renovations are my true love. I told him he'd lose the house to his parents over my dead body, and if he feels the need to financially set them up, he can do so with extra money he earns. Basically, I told him their failure was not an emergency on my part. They have always kept up the Jones and spent exorbitantly, so they might be broke. And again, I don't care. I have barely tolerated his mom for the past few years. I'll be cordial because I was raised well, but I'm over tolerating their nonsense. I will say he does see all this crap she pulls, but he was raised that mom knows best. He's Puerto Rican, so this is partially cultural, but I'm done. I worked yesterday and busted my ass and then drove the kids to the beach house last night and picked up dinner. And we are there and I just thought, fuck no. So time will tell. But he called his parents in on speakerphone, told them they couldn't stay, but the offer to condo hunt is still open. But he needs to know the price range and all that jazz. His mom cried, and I flipped the phone off. I'm just really over this.